What's going on, team? It's absolutely phenomenal to have you back with us today. Have you ever thought to yourself, I wonder what the number one skill I need to win in 2026? Have you ever thought that? Well, if you have, you are absolutely in the right place, because we're going to talk about what the number one skill is that you need and some common problems that I see that keep people from developing or strengthening this particular skill. So if this sounds like something for you, let's tune in and let's get into it. Like always, I make these videos to help others in the ways that I have been helped in the past. So if this video is helpful to you, make sure that you share it to a fella or a fellette near you. Really, like seriously, like just if you like it, share it. Okay, we're moving on. That horse has been kicked and dead. Let's go. All right, so let's talk about it. What's that number one skill that you need to develop? Or maybe you're sitting here thinking, develop? I don't even got it, period. Cool, we'll get there. The number one skill that you need to develop in 2026 to win is the ability to problem solve.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this. Look at this.
Lots of things are always moving. The world is constantly changing, moving and grooving and doing its thing. You have got to be able to change, move, and adapt along with it. And if you can't problem solve, you're absolutely going to fall behind. Because if you're constantly reliant upon others or other things that are already known that are out there, you're not going to be the innovator. You're not going to get ahead of the curve. You're not going to stand out in the crowd. So we need you to become a problem solver right now, today. Good news is, don't worry. There's a few things that keep people from developing this skill or just getting it all together that we're going to talk about today. So if that's you, don't worry about it. We're going to strengthen you today. And if you're sitting here thinking, man, I'm a good problem solver, well, we're going to hit up some little things that maybe you didn't realize were creeping in that are going to help expand it even beyond what you currently do now. Alrighty, so this first one here that is a real subtlety that gets in the way of people becoming problem solvers or increasing that skill of problem solving, and it's a slow creeper. And it's what I'm going to call the hey Marcus. So what do I mean by the hey Marcus? Typically, when we're in our work setting, there's a lot of folks around us. Maybe you're one of the few that you're working from home or there's just nobody around you. But for most of us, there's going to be other people around us when we're working. And let's just say, for an example, you get that little error message up on your computer that says, blah, blah, blah. And your options are you can hit OK and accept, or you can hit the little red X button, right? How often do we just lean over and go, hey Marcus, when you see this error message, do you hit the OK or the X? That's what I'm talking about, right? So these are those scenarios. It's that little bitty creep in where we can really truly solve this small remedial task on our own. But for all the reasons which we'll continue to get into, it's just easier to ask the fella or fellette next to you. Now, keep in mind, a large majority of the time, being able to reach out to your teammate is a huge benefit and bonus, and the whole team strengthens one another. But there's some times when just those little tasks really don't require you to be leaning over to the fella next to you. And you just need to hit the button and see what happens.
You remember the little red button?
Yeah.
Push the little red button. And you may want to put on a seatbelt.
So I think something that illustrates this really well, I want to talk to you about my boy, Big E, AKA Elijah, right? So this is a story that I want you to wrap up and put into your head. And when you come across these day-to-day things in your work life, I want you to process it in this manner as if you were in this position, because it's going to take you out of that real easy situation that we put ourselves in more often than not. So Elijah, if you want to open up your good book, go to 1 Kings 17, or we're going to be talking, this little quick story is going to be 1 through 6, right? So there is a time when God comes to Elijah and he says, hey man, there's about to be a big old drought, ain't no rain coming. What I need you to do, I just need you to pack up, head down. By pack up, I mean take absolutely nothing with you. You're gonna go down by the brook. The brook's gonna give you all the water that you need. And as far as food, bread, things like that, tell you what, I'm gonna have a raven come down and hook you up. And I know what you're sitting here thinking. Man, I mean, I got some bottled water I can take. I'll put on my backpack, I got a tent. Like, nope, check it. You're taking nothing, you're heading down, you're gonna drink from the water, raven's gonna give you food. Now, me personally, I don't know what you know about ravens, but ravens are the really smart birds. I'd be thinking a raven's gonna figure out how to take food from me, not give it to me.
I'm taking this.
But whatever, so what happens? Elijah just goes out and he does the thing, and he gets water from the brook, and he gets food from the raven, right? So how does this pertain to what we're talking about here? What you have to think about, he's in a singular situation where, all right, I gotta drink from this brook and I gotta eat from that raven. There's no one else around him. He doesn't get to go, hey, Marcus, do I gotta do like a certain kind of call to make the raven come to me? No. What he did is he just absolutely, which if you're watching this and you're a Christian, you absolutely have to be God first, and you have to follow him, and you have to do what you're told, and everything else will just follow into place. But when you're in that situation, I need you to think about what he was doing and going through on a day-to-day basis. Like, okay, when you make it to the brook, you get the water. Okay, that makes sense. But like, think about the thoughts that were going through his head about that raven coming down and giving him food. These are going to be the situations you're going to come across on a daily basis, right?
Dad, I forgot.
Yeah. You see, we're putting the cover sheets on all TPS reports now before they go out. Did you see the memo about this?
Yeah.
So you're going to have all sorts of these little situations that pop up. And rather than looking to that individual in front of you, beside you, or next to you, how about you solve the problem between you and God in your own thoughts and just get it handled?
I want you to handle it.
All right, so another one I see creep in, and it's going to be very similar to the last one we talked about. It's just kind of a subtle creep, right? It's one of those things that comes in, we don't even realize it. And this is going to be the Google, the YouTube University, and the chats to the G to the P, right? So we have all of these things that are easily accessible to us, right? Like we have the world at our fingertips, as they say, where no matter what problem comes up, we can just do some Google searching or some YouTubing, right? Or you can ask the chat and it'll give you like a whole process of what to do. So because of this, that's great. That's a phenomenal tool, and we should definitely use that tool. But man, there's some times you're probably using that tool when you don't really need to. Like, you shouldn't have to ask ChatGPT how to order a pizza. Like, you should kind of sort of be able to figure that one out on your own, right? So this is what I'm talking about. These are those subtle creeps. So I think about something that I was very, I think back about it now. At the time, I absolutely hated it. But when I think back now, I was very privileged. I'm about to make one of these old man statements. I'm so upset with myself.
Because nobody thinks of themselves as old. The reality of your age just occasionally slaps you across the face.
But there was a time back before Googles and the YouTubes and all those things that you just had to go and figure these things out on your own. So I was a young kid and I had an old crappy car, and my crappy car broke down and I had to go fix my old crappy car, right? And I don't even necessarily know how it happened, but I knew that I had to replace a fuel injector. Now, at the time, I didn't even know what a fuel injector was, what it looked like, how it worked. And again, there was no way to figure these things out. So I just went down to an AutoZone or whatever, something like that. And I was like, hey, I need a fuel injector for that car over there. They give me the thing. I drive it back to the house or apartment. Sorry, houses that happen now. Definitely, it was an apartment. I popped the hood and I literally had this part in my hand and I was like, all right, where's this? And I just went looking under the hood for it. Like, that was the extent of everything that I had. Someone had helped me to get that far, but everything else was on my own. So I go to change it out, and I didn't necessarily change it out accurately the first time. As soon as I went to go start it, fuel starts squirting everywhere. Now, I don't know what you do or don't know about cars, but you probably know that fuel spraying everywhere while your car's running, not the best thing to be happening to you.
But did you die?
So that was me, fuel, fountains of fire, basically. So I'm running, oh crap, gotta shut that thing off. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know how long I need to wait now. Like, all these things are running through my head, right? So the benefit of that situation, I had nowhere else to turn. I didn't have a Google, I didn't have a YouTube. I had this singular problem in front of me. And in today's world of distractions everywhere or tools everywhere, we want to take in all these things to just make everything easy. You need to find a way, even if you have options, to get singular, right? Or when you face a problem, are you trying to attack all these million different little problems? Like for me, for example, when I had fuel spraying everywhere, like potential fire, right?
God, okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm. Wait.
I couldn't think about anything else. I wasn't able to think about, oh, I wonder what I'm wearing, or I wonder what other people around here are thinking and seeing. None of that mattered whatsoever. All I could think about, fuel, fire, bad, fix. And you need to take your problems and you just need to knock them out one at a time. Because I don't care what anybody says, doing multiple, the people that look like they can do a lot of things at once, actually what they do is they're just really good at knocking things out one at a time very quickly. So if you want to develop in this manner, take away the distractions whenever you can and just take the problem that you're dealing with and treat it like it was literally a fire and you had nothing else to do but fix that fire. Find a way to make your problems you're dealing with singular. Don't look at all the distractions. Don't look at all the shiny objects. Don't focus on anything but the immediate task at hand and watch how quick your brain starts becoming a problem solver.
I am the smartest man alive!
All right, so the last thing I want to talk about, and people probably know that they fall into this, but they just keep doing it anyway. This one isn't quite so subtle. You're absolutely aware of this one, but let's get it out there in the open. Let's talk about it, okay? And that's going to be fear. And the crazy part about the fear is that keeps people from solving problems is sometimes you probably actually know the answer to the problem, but you're afraid of what others around you may think. Because if it's a problem, it may be something that everybody else around you is doing it wrong and you know the right answer, but you're afraid of what it may look like.
I'm afraid, all right? You want to hear me say it? You want to break me down? All right, I'm afraid. For the first time in my life, I'm afraid.
Or maybe you're hanging around all the cool kids and doing the right thing ain't cool, so you're afraid of what their thought is. Or maybe you know the process, like this is the thing that works, this works every single time, everybody around me does it, I've done it a million times, but you're afraid of, oh no, what if it doesn't work this time, right? So you absolutely cannot solve problems based off of fear, okay? If you're gonna solve a problem and you wanna attach fear to it, no problem is solvable because everything can always go wrong. You can't be thinking about that. That's probably why there's 365 scriptures on fear.
Struck a nerve, did I?
Getting worked up. The fear one, it's a button pusher. So anyways, you're probably sitting here thinking, well, give me an example of how this plays into everyday life with the story. I'm so glad you asked. Let's talk about one. So the story of the talents, everybody's heard it. You know you have. It's going to be in Matthew 25, 14 through 30. Let me give you a little bit of abbreviation. We're talking the Marcus translation, right? So Jesus is speaking to them and he wants to give a parable. So he talks to them about the story of the talents. Now talents basically it means money. So he goes on to his rock star. He's like, dude, you my rock star. According to your abilities, I'm going to give you all of this money. He gives them 5 monies, right? So the next old boy's like, hey, you're a rock star as well. I'm gonna give you 2 monies. All right, so talent is money. That's why I'm saying monies. Just go along with the story.
Not too bad.
I see you about your money, homie.
So then he comes up to the last old boy and he's like, you know what? Based off of your talents, I'm gonna give you 1 monies. Would it be money at that point? Anyway, so here he goes. Ruler goes off for a while. Ruler comes back and he's like, hey, Rockstar, what's up, dog? What you got? He's like, you gave me 5, I got you 5 more. Boom, what's up, son? He's like, you're amazing, let's go. Next fella, you gave me 2, I got you 2 more, doubled. So first 2, they doubled it, they rocked it, they went out and did the thing, they solved the problems, they made it happen. Last old boy, I gave you 1. Did you make another one? No, so actually what I did, afraid of you, living in fear, knowing that you're a hard man, I went and buried it. So because of my fear, I did nothing. I didn't lose, but however, I didn't gain. Here you go. And he says, you wicked servant. And this is what a lot of us do when that fear kicks in. We just don't move, right? We don't think of a new way to solve the problem. We don't get creative. We just lock up and we do absolutely nothing. And here's a little scary thing for you to know. Do you know the enemy absolutely doesn't need you to do bad? He just needs you to do nothing. If everybody did nothing, he would win. Not bad, just nothing, right? So don't get idle. Don't let fear keep you from that wonderful, amazing thing that you've been given called your brain and your abilities and your gifts to not grow and increase and move forward. Do not let fear stop you from understanding and making decisions and solving problems. Don't do it. If you're a manager, don't be afraid to empower your team to have the ability to do these things. All right, so let's wrap it up. Let's put a pretty little bow on this thing, right? 2026 is going to require a lot from you, all right? And the number one thing you have to do to win is going to become a problem solver, right? If you're a problem solver, that means no matter what comes at you, you're good. You got it. If you're a problem solver, you're gonna stand out.
Hey everyone! Come and see how good I look!
If you're a problem solver, I don't care all the crap that does or doesn't happen, economy good, economy bad, whatever, you can create your own path and move forward and win anyways, all right? If you solve problems, you're a winner, and it don't matter what's going on around you, right? Think of all the stories, lots of problems, they were solved, everybody's still here, right? So, become a problem solver, win in 2026. I absolutely know you can do it. So as always, I appreciate you being here and staying with me for this long. If you've made it this far, you're an athlete that has athletic tendencies. And if you know what to do with all this information, fantastic, go off, go kill 2026. But if you're sitting here thinking, you know what? I'd like to know a little bit more info, maybe get a little bit of insight. Let's do some of this one-on-one stuff. Click in the link below to know, and we will get together. Otherwise, until then, we will see you on the next one.